Welcome to the Sailor Noob podcast, where a superfan and a noob talk about the original Sailor Moon episode by episode. I'm your host, Mikan Hana, joined by my co-host.
I'm the co-host, Caliban. I'm the noob. The flowers of anxiety are in bloom.
They sure are. And we're a couple of magical people ready to moon cosmic power make up this episode. Today we are talking about episode number 114. Aidoru daisuki, nayameru Mimeto in Japanese. I love idols, Mimet's dilemma. The English translation, and the English title, Mimet's Mess.
I've run out of things to say about their titles. That's not good. We got a lot of episodes left, and it's just over way from now on, right? But yeah. I don't understand. We're back to like completely zero effort.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
It's alliteration, but it's only 2 words.
A mess covers, it is alliteration. A mess covers a lot of things.
It does.
But I don't know how this is a mess.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And I'll get into specific comments or critiques as we get on to talk about the events of the episode. But I don't know, how's this a mess?
It's not exactly a mess.
1 for the money, 2 for the die.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's better. That's like a modicum of effort put into it. So, yeah.
I think it's more of a soup son, but or possibly an iota.
Possibly.
Maybe even a quantum.
Yeah. But I should,
I've been kicking ass on crossword puzzles.
You're doing really well.
It's always good to like have them be like, this is the hard one. This is hard. And like 9 minutes and 50 seconds later, I'm like, yeah, okay. You got any very hards?
Really? I'm impressed.
Oh. Well, they're not.
I mean, but you're good with words.
They're like 15 letters tops or whatever. They're not like long words.
I don't think I'd be
What's
very
a long
good
word?
at
I guess 15 is long. 15 by 15 squares.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, which I would have no idea how to spell.
Actually, I think they should be real words only, but I bet there's a supercalifragi, as we call it in the industry. Out there somewhere. What I'm really worried about is, do we lose everyone if we start talking about video games?
Oh, I don't think we'll lose everyone, because I know that there are some people on the Discord who like to play video games. I'm just not very good at video games, so
upload every moment to 1080p MP4s.
Wow.
No, I don't know. Because there's been a lot of video game announcements recently. I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
It's real. And it's been interesting because if people if people play games and follow news about games, know that E3 is where they used to announce all the video game stuff. That's been dead for like a while.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a zombie when the pandemic shot it in the head like Rick Grimes.
Oh, jeez.
And that's a reference to The Walking Dead.
Oh, my God.
Which has a bunch of video games. And so like now you just sort of get like a week or 3 or 4 weeks of like a jubilee of video game announcements.
Sure.
And so Sony had their State of Play recently.
Okay.
Nintendo had they do periodical directs, but they had a direct a little while ago. Games Workshop that makes a lot of Warhammer games that I like. Yes. Warhammer had just announced like 5 games in a row from different companies.
Yeah.
And it's all kind of meh.
Oh, really?
And I want to know if it's me, if there's something wrong with me, or if these are just not interesting
games.
Releases. Yeah.
Huh.
Sony went real hard on Final Fantasy and Capcom games. So Street Fighter 6.
Okay.
Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Yeah.
And like Spider-Man on the PC. And that was about it.
That's
and then that
not
weird game.
A lot.
No. And then that weird game. And they're supposed to be like, and I'm supposed to get excited about this. And then that weird game, Stray, which we're all looking forward to, but there's no way that it can be any good, right?
Oh, come on. Don't say that.
Well, I hope not.
I
hope it is.
So. It looks so cute.
But when the cat doesn't even look realistic.
I don't care.
Nathan Drake, whatever version of him, just looks like a dude. He just looks like a person now. They've gotten to that point, right?
Yeah.
He just looks like a guy that you would not want to be behind in line for coffee.
Yeah.
And you accepted that so quickly. Is that true of Nathan Drake?
I don't know.
But
he
doesn't look like somebody that I hang out with. Mostly because he's always crashing vehicles. But like the cat, when they show like the hero shot of the cat in Stray, it's like, that doesn't look like a cat. I've seen so many cat faces.
I know.
And it's like how they used to do cats back in medieval art. You'll get an artist like Jan van Eyck, one of the most talented artists ever to walk this earth. Was a painter in the 16th century, I believe. Photorealistic paintings. There's a cat in the corner. Bah. It's like this flat. It's like they didn't understand what a cat was.
How to do
it's
a
like when a
face
child
that was really 3D.
Makes a tree brown when bark is definitely gray, right? Or like when a kid draws that straight line for the horizon, it's like blue above and then white. It's like, what's the white?
Yeah.
You get are you just conserving blue crayons? The sky goes to the ground, idiot. I didn't last long as a daycare teacher. That's what it's like because you're a child you don't understand. But why does the best artist on the earth not know what a cat's face looks like? Well, and that's what the game looks like to me.
Maybe the cats just didn't sit still. They didn't know to like give them food. See that? You believe.
You wait until coffee was in my mouth.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
They couldn't take a photograph of it, so the cat was just moving around.
Wait, we can't do that. This is a blur. We have to put something here. I'm going to write a program that will enhance, and then it just turns it into this flat face.
It's flat, derpy face.
Close enough. Well, I don't bring it up for no reason at all.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that I brought it up is because I've been playing a lot of video games recently as a job. And so I want to continue that and keep that going. And I do that on Twitch. We have a Twitch channel.
Yes.
Now, I'll tell you what it is, but don't maybe like memorize it or get a tattoo of it just yet. Because we might change it.
Oh.
Because originally it was launched, we do live shows every week for Star Trek Talk on that Twitch channel. And then I started doing video game playing on that as well. Mm-hmm. And so it's on the Star Trek one. Now, we might move everything over to the branded one, the network one, just for fun. But I've been doing the video games on the Star Trek one every 12 o'clock p.m. Central on weekdays. I do the Laser Lunch Hour, where I eat lunch and I play a video game, and then I just talk about, whatever nerdy stuff is going on in the world, maybe video game releases, probably, we don't know. And so if you're interested, join us there. Also, every Thursday night, we talk about Star Trek, if you are a Star Trek fan.
Yes.
And we do that on Twitch at 8 p.m. Central. So 12 p.m. every day, 8 p.m. Central on Thursdays. The address, finally he gives it, is twitch.tv/EISTPOD.
Wow.
That is the stupid acronym I came up with 7 years ago when I started my Star Trek show.
I like the acronym EIST Pod.
Yeah, the EIST Pod.
It's great.
So yeah, follow us on Twitch if you're so inclined, and come chat with us about video games. And I think I try to keep it to sci-fi games because of the Star Trek thing. Like I said, that could totally change, though. I've been playing the wrong Star franchise. Recently, I've been playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes.
Which is a game that I really enjoy. And I think it's kind of a hidden gem and is getting a sequel. So that's some good news from the video game front recently.
Yeah, that is exciting. So
twitch.tv/EISTPOD.
Do the actors...
Doesn't cost a dime.
Do the characters in that look like the actors? Like, does the...
Those are real actors.
Yeah, I know.
Those are real actors.
The motion capture and stuff like that. But like the main kid, I shouldn't call him
I don't remember his name, but he was a child actor, and then he's done some stuff as a younger man, and is probably in like a Can't Hardly Wait to Find My Car or whatever one of those movies are. I recognize him from something. But
okay.
Yeah.
But that's what he looks like, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So they all look like that.
Okay.
Except for the cat-like alien. He's just...
just got
nothing.
Yeah, right.
Nothing with that face.
Maybe we should move on with our cat-like derpy faces and...
Speak for yourself.
Just both of us. And if you could give us a breakdown of what happens in today's episode.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
All right.
And it starts by opening downstairs in Club Silencio, where the Messiah of Silence is jonesing for a pure heart to make her complete. Dr. Giggles tells her he's got top men working on the problem. Top men. We hear the strains of generic pop songs as we move down to the now Witches 4 lab.
Yeah.
A hastily made sign covers up with the 5. We see those top men, or rather top women, doing evil science, women in STEM.
Yes.
I did that one already, didn't I?
I think you did.
Yeah, sexy tramps eating mozzarella.
I think that was different
Yeah,
than it was before. But
Right, well, forget that one. But anyway, they're doing science. Well, most of them are. In her office, Mimete is singing and dancing and grooving out to the music on the radio with great lyrics like, "I think I hear someone call my name, and the flowers of anxiety are in bloom."
yeah.
That song's called Same. But hold on a minute. The DJ is announcing the new single, Blue Crisis Love, from everyone's favorite idol, Jinta Araki.
Yes.
Mimete is listening to the radio, but she's also watching Jinta's video on her computer, too, which would not be possible in 1994, but she is an evil scientist. Mimete says, "He's so dreamy," and we cannily cut from a view of him on Mimette's computer to the TV in Ray's room.
Yeah.
That's a nice move.
It is nice.
Where our girls are studying. And opinions on Araki are mixed. Ray thinks that these girls that cheer are like ants to sugar. Makoto thinks it's a waste of time to act like a groupie. And Ami doesn't know what a groupie means.
I know!
Banako feels something special here. In her Mrs. Claus housecoat. Bad fashion out of the gate here.
Yeah.
Not great.
No.
But she's starstruck by Jinta Araki. Ray says, even we wouldn't be groupies. Just like a little.
I
know. All right. Yeah. Little. She's got a clear view of herself.
She does.
And Mina says, "What? Oh, no, not us. We're going to be high schoolers. We don't care about that crap." As she holds Artie under the table as he struggles.
I know.
On screen, Jinta is being interviewed, and he announces that they'll be holding a contest to pick one fan to be the heroine of a movie coming out next year. The first round of auditions are tomorrow afternoon at Minato Culture Center. All the girls, Minako included, seem oblivious to this announcement. We just see her hand moving as she writes down the time and place.
Yes.
Jinta also says, "There's a swimsuit contest too, so bring your suits and let's get heated up for summer." And we see Mina again. And she doesn't say anything, but her expression changes to, let's say, slightly liquorish.
What is that?
Lickerish.
What is that?
Greedy or desirous or lecherous.
Oh.
She has this face where she's kind of like... Ray switches off the TV and Mina squeals, and then she's like, so what's up with this math problem? How do you do it? Cut back to the basement lab, and Dr. Giggles is carefully weighing a solution while chewing out Mimete. He says that the Meshia is getting impatient. And Mimete says, "Don't worry, check this out." And the pile of idol magazines that she's carrying falls out of her hands to the floor. She pulls out a centerfold of Jinta. That's how you say his name, right?
Yeah, Jinta. Yeah.
And says, "This is our next target. Arajin, an 18-year-old with a beautiful smile. He's headed to the top of the charts." And Dr. G is like, "Okay, it seems like you're only targeting famous people. And we need you to be separating work from play. Stalk and presumably kill celebrities on your own time." Mimete is devastated by this 100% accurate criticism.
Yes.
But she rallies to say, but I chose famous people because the more charisma they have, the more powerful their pure heart will be for the Messiah. And you accuse me of... Dr. G is not soulless.
No.
He's got a ton of souls. They're little spheres right over there. He tells her, "Don't cry. I'm only concerned because you have a promising future. You'll be a great leader someday." Flattery will get you everywhere with Mimete, apparently, and she is touched by his admission. She runs off, and Dr. G sees one of her magazines on the ground. He picks it up and leafs through it, reading, I think, Mimette's hand-scrawled notes to Araki about how much she loves him and how she loves his tan. Otherwise, he's just reading the captions.
Yeah,
I'm not sure which one it is.
I like your idea.
Because the moment is supposed to be she has fooled him or he just doesn't care. And he's like, "Okay, I'm going to give you that one."
Yeah.
And then what happens? What's the twist? He picks it up and it's like, Miss Mimete Araki.
Yes.
Mimete Araki.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's the moment. And then he throws his head back and laughs. Because you have to laugh sometimes.
And sometimes.
If that's what the moment is. Otherwise, everyone's insane. Back at Hikawa Shrine, the girls are working on the math the next day, and Usagi is actually improving somehow. They make a note of saying this.
Yes.
She doesn't know how.
No.
But Minako's not there, and Artie comes in looking for her, and Ray says she was feeling feverish, so she's at home. But Artie's not buying it.
No.
At Minato Cultural Center, Minako, unfeverish, arrives. She thinks, I want to see Araki in the flesh at least once.
Yeah.
Greg Araki, new queer cinema auteur?
I don't think that's...
Is that who she's talking about?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she's not a big Kaboom fan then?
No, I don't know, but she's talking about, you know who she's talking about.
Okay.
She's talking about
I got a few
Jinza.
more of these.
Okay. All right.
I might throw
Sorry.
them in later. Big Greg Araki fans out there. You know, the Doom generation, like we call them. Probably not. She's thinking, I didn't just become a fan yesterday. And she clutches her vintage Araki shirt she has on under her early mall walker jacket. Seriously. Behind the curve fashions here. Not very plain.
You don't like the little rosebuds on the cardigan
No shake.
sweater?
No bake. Yeah. She goes up to the front desk and says, excuse me, when will Araki-kun be here? And the girl behind the desk says, he's not coming to this audition. He'll be here for the callbacks tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Mina says, what? Or why? But so does someone behind her. She turns to see Mimete.
I know.
In orange ankle boots, yellow hot pants, or short shorts, a red blazer, blue kerchief. Now we're getting somewhere. And she's got the same vintage t-shirt on. Yes. Minako and Mimete immediately recognize their mutual enemy, and they reach out to grab each other. And Mimete says, this is a vintage Origin shirt. And Mina says, you got one too. Mimete says, seems like we're both real fans. Minako introduces herself, and Mimete says, I'm Mimi Hanyu.
Uh-huh.
And they share a friendly look, and then both give a mean look to the girl at the desk. Totally fake fan. Minako says, people should go all out on the things they love. And Mimete agrees.
Uh-huh.
Where's this going?
I know.
Inside the heroine audition, it's the swimsuit competition.
Yes.
Minako appears in a black and tan ruffled one piece and introduces herself as a third-year middle school student who's full of energy.
Uh-huh.
Her special technique is flying somersault receive. You know, the old dig and flip.
I know.
We see the panel of judges, dead eyes, not a soul among them.
Yeah.
And they ask, are you all right with kissing in some of the scenes? Minako says, sure, I won't tell my parents I'm in the movie.
Oh my God.
2 questions. Number 1.
Okay.
When do the cops arrive? Number 2.
Yeah.
Parents?
Yeah.
Where are her parents?
I haven't seen them at all yet, but
she has them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, as far as in the manga, she has 2 parents.
Okay.
Yes.
Kind of.
A mom and a dad.
All right.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them.
Yeah. If you read Codename Sailor V, you'll
obviously
hear about them. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get to them in the live action someday.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, boy. Another chance for Aya Komatsu to really shine.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, Mom. Okay. She just gives it to Artemis.
Oh,
just say, okay.
Oh, no.
I got to work on my Koopy design.
Koopy?
Anyway, this line cracks up the judges, no souls, and another judge asks, if you were chosen and the director invited you to dinner...
I hate
this whole time his eyebrows are waggling like they're trying to escape his face. He says, what would you do? Mina puts a finger to the man's head and says, crescent beam! No, she doesn't. She says, no problem, I'm not a picky eater. Which, solid, good joke.
Yeah.
But run, Minako!
I know!
She follows up with, actually, I don't like shiitake mushrooms. Which is like 50% of cuisine in Japan. That's like that is what a picky eater is.
Well,
I don't like broth.
Just shiitake mushrooms, apparently. Like,
they're in
she didn't
everything.
say mushrooms, yeah.
She also says that she'll eat anything put in front of her, but I'm not going near that one.
Oh my God, no.
Anyway, she is killing it with the judges, so she's in.
Yes.
Next up, Mimete. Mimete is in a ruffled skirt, halter, one-piece, pink, and she seems a little nervous. One judge asks, what's your reason for being here? Like, what? Where do you see yourself in 5 contests?
Yeah, right.
And in the background, whenever we see Mr. Shiitake Mushrooms judge, his eyebrows are constantly waggling. He's just like, that's his... I have a follow-up question. Mimete is unsure how to answer, but the judge says, take it slow. And this is the nice judge. He's the worst of them all.
Oh my God.
That's
what?
his thing.
Oh.
You poor, poor girl. Right?
Oh, gross.
Okay. Listeners, I did not do anything. Mimete never actually gets an answer to the question out, and the judges are like, we'll call you.
I know.
It's time to announce the first round of selectees. They're picking 5 girls out of the at least 252 girls.
Yes.
That was Mimete's number. Mina and Mimete don't fancy their chances, but they get picked.
I know.
Because this is a TV show.
Why did Mimete get picked if she did that poorly? And they were like, we'll call you.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
The 5 girls come forward, and I have to say, none of the other girls have modest ruffles on their suits. I wonder how they answered the shiitake mushrooms question.
Oh, God.
Everyone is clapping for the winners, but Mimete looks worried because she's the star of the show now, I guess. Really following her down on this one.
I know.
Following her all the way down to the Witches 4 locker room. Mimete is worried, and she says, what will happen if I'm picked?
I know.
Well, you'll be close to your target, and then you can kill him. But she's already moved beyond that. She says, I will win. I've got great looks, a great figure, and I love shiitake mushrooms. A great leader someday. A great leader.
Oh, my God.
Mimi imagines herself on stage with her screaming fans or Wota adoring her.
Yes.
We hear a voice say, Mimeto-kun, honeymoon. And we see in the very back that Dr. Giggles is there. Mimete says, you came, I'm so happy. And the professor draws near and says, Mimete. And she says, yes. And he says, you seem to have a slight fever. It's all a dream, and the real Dr. G is feeling her forehead.
I know.
He says, please don't neglect your health. It would be a tragedy if you had to call in sick to work. Oh, so not really concerned for her health, just the lost hours.
Typical.
I mean, he is an evil employer after all.
Yes.
I don't know what I expected. What kind of health plan do you get with the Death Busters anyway?
Great question. Well, he's concerned about her health.
They bust death, I guess.
They do bust death.
So what about life insurance?
Yeah.
Life insurance pays off triple if snails are involved. Mimete says, I forgot that I have to steal Araki's heart. But if I do that, he'll die. Poor thing. Wait, if I kill him, no audition. And I could lose my chance at stardom. But if I don't kill him, I'll be a traitor. I'm so close to being a top executive. What to do? What to do? She sees a vision of Dr. G telling her that he's counting on her.
Yeah.
But she also sees a vision of Minako telling her to chase the things that she loves. Yeah, kill that pop star. No, wait.
Yeah, right.
Never stop, never stopping. She's going to quit the Death Busters for a chance at a hot summer with Araki. Besides, she says, I don't do bad things anyway. I'm a good person at heart. Pull out to reveal flowers and memorial picture of Udile on her now empty locker.
I know. It killed me. I died.
It's the next day. It's the next day and our 5 finalists are on stage. Let's rate her now. It's the next day and our 5 finalists are on stage. The competition itself is like a show, I guess. Like people come to the hey, it's all content, right?
Yeah, right.
So sell tickets to who's going to not win this thing and be in something else or whatever.
Right.
And it's run by Araki himself. He's a consummate showman.
Apparently, yes.
And it's weird because we cut right to it. We don't get some kind of like freak out from the girls when he comes in or like meet him or something like that.
We don't have time
We have
for
a
that.
lot of track to lay here. So we got to get right to it. Whoever gets 80% of the audience's support will be the winner. What?
I think it's like
an applause-o-meter
or something. Yeah. But it's weird though. And why 80%? It's a very specific
It might be because
number.
they didn't think about it all that much. Or they did applause-o-meter with the couples on the Love Day.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They did.
Thing. Yeah.
That's a good point.
With those 2 characters that we don't talk about because they're not on the show anymore.
Oh, you mean Michiru and Haruka? Yeah.
Well,
Happy Pride Month.
I meant Naru and Umino, but yeah.
Oh, Naru and Umino, the other characters that aren't on the show anymore.
First up, we've got some girl whose act we don't see.
Yeah.
Backstage, Artie meets up with Mina, and she says that she kept this secret from the girls. She was embarrassed about being a groupie. Mm-hmm. Oh, honey, you're hardly a groupie. You don't even like shiitake mushrooms.
Do you have to like shiitake mushrooms to be a groupie?
Shiitake mushrooms are a metaphor, man.
Okay.
First girl bombs out. She gets like 35% of the audience's support. So maybe go home and brush up on that soft shoe number, Mrs. Bojangles. Next up, the next girl whose act we also won't see.
Yeah.
Minako says that she's up next, the pretty guardian idol.
Yes.
Artemis wishes her luck. He's being really supportive with this, like weirdly supportive.
I know, he's being very
I think
nice.
they have a deal. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, you can have this part.
Yeah.
Mimete walks up backstage saying, this morning I had eggs. In the future, I want to become a great actress. You keep doing what you're doing, kid.
Yeah, I know.
And she does. She says, I want to become a great actress. I want to become a great actress, like 5 times. And Minako sees this across the stage. There's this touching music playing. And she thinks, we will do our best. Like she didn't just hand it off to her or think, she deserves it. Such passion. This is the part where the hero goes,
right.
I'm good. I'm going to go.
Yeah, you're
No,
absolutely
she just
right.
has this look on her face like, yep, we're all doing our best. You cow.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
She's her frenemy. Yeah.
Girl number 2 comes backstage having failed to woo the crowd with her routine on woke cancel culture police.
Oh my goodness.
And Minako's up. She takes her place behind the mic and we see that Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are in the back of the auditorium. Because why not?
Yeah.
Wait, why are they here?
Maybe they thought that the bad guys would show up.
Is
or
Haruka
something.
an alternate judge?
No. Why would she
Eyebrows,
be a
eyebrows,
judge?
eyebrows.
Oh my gosh.
I may have had this whole competition wrong because instead of like an act or like a routine or a talent, Minako just introduces herself.
I know.
And she's like, please pick me. And the audience is like, no. They give her 69%
Yeah, right.
And she walks off stage like, shucks. Well, at least I got to meet Araki.
Yeah.
Hello. Ah, Araki's here.
Oh my god.
He's right there. He says, I'm sure there'll be another chance for you. Embassy Suites, room 117.
Oh
No.
my god, no.
This is like where the cult flyers come out. Have you heard of Nexium? It's this cool thing.
What?
Where do you want your brand?
Oh gosh.
Like, what's he doing?
I don't know.
She says, you'll always have my support. Something that you would say to somebody that you admired.
Uh-huh.
And here's what he says to his fan. Thanks. But one day, everyone will forget about me, but that's okay. The memories of how you felt will remain. So he's got a little perspective.
Yeah, but it is a weird thing to say to a fan.
David
Good point.
Cassidy looking prick. He goes on. Girls learn about love when they move on from following celebrities. Interesting. Is that creepy judge behind you?
Oh my god.
Where is he right now?
Is he feeding you lines? Oh my god.
He says, for now, I want your full support. Here's where the flyers come out. No. I don't plan on remaining a teenage idol. You moving up to cult leader, serial killer?
I don't know.
Weird. The whole thing is weird. On stage, Mimete does her eggs bit, and it kills. It annihilates.
I know.
She goes to 90%. Wait, no. Slides back down to 79, not nice percent. I think.
Like,
this
just
meter makes
under.
no sense. The lights come on, they go off. Who knows?
I know.
She is devastated, and Minako tries to console her, but she slaps Mina's hand away and laughs evilly as she transforms into her evil acrobat costume.
Yes.
Now the show's taken off. She says, I'm Mimete of the Deathbusters, and I'm here for Araki's heart. Come forth, Yutahime!
Uh-huh.
Out of a puff of bird smoke comes Yutahime! And she's Ethel Merman. Think
Yeah.
Demon Ethel Merman. That's who it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Mimete casts Charm Buster, and she sprays the audience with stars, because she's stealing Sailor Moon's thing now. Mimete says, I've stunned the audience. And the demon says, they seem like they're in pain. I've stunned them, she says. Now get him. We get a musical lip melee, and Tahime takes Araki's heart. But a moon tiara action knocks the wand from Mimete's hand.
I was so excited.
Welcome back, old friend.
No.
No music, though. Up in the lights, it's the Sailor Senshi. Sailor Moon says, I listen to you singing. Songs are everyone's friend. What?
I don't know.
What? Every single... Is this... Am I being punked? Every single thing is a setup to no payoff.
Yeah,
or a
you're
strange
absolutely right.
payoff.
Yeah.
Has she burned out too much of her brain? She learned 3 math problems and she can't give her speeches anymore? Give them
That is
back.
entirely
Give them back,
possible.
Usagi. Get a drill like the movie Pi.
Oh my god.
In the name of the moon, I'll punish you. Minako sees her friends and transforms herself into Sailor Venus, saying, you pretended to chase Araki to attack him. Fake fan. I'm an ally to all the idols around the world. Allow me to punish you with love. But Mimete says, shut up. I'm no fake fan. And Venus is like, you really like Araki? Focus. Focus, Venus.
I know.
Mimete says, his heart will forever belong to us. Ha 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 ha. Venus fires back. There are rules to being a groupie. You sing Tiny Dancer on the bus. If anybody asks, these drugs are yours. And you're not supposed to cause problems for the idols you like. Araki's
right.
gonna die. Mimete says, duh, Death Busters. We're evil. Tahime, use your killer song. Tahime, la 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 la. I need to warm up. Me, 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 me. Okay then, it goes a little something like this. I forgot the words.
I know.
To my song.
Her killer song.
Mercury is like, now, Sailor Moon? The CMU to the RMH, and Tahime takes her final bow, just as she says, wait, no, I remembered. Love is lovely.
I know.
Mimete tries to grab Araki's heart, but she is stopped short by a Venus love me chain, and she flees. Looking on, Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus wonder why the DBs are collecting hearts. And Pluto hypothesizes that the DBs may have already found the Messiah.
Yeah.
And they need the hearts to power her.
Uh-huh.
Or him.
Possibly him.
Or them.
Or them.
On stage, the girls reveal that they knew Minako was a fan. And she gives Araki his heart back as she looks accusingly at Artemis.
I know.
In the basement lab, Mimete apologizes to Dr. G, saying, I hate this, Professor. And he puts a hand on her shoulder and says, there's always tomorrow, Mimete. As they look up.
Yeah. What?
Everything is so
I don't get it either.
weird.
Is the Messiah room like above them? Or like, why are they looking up?
I don't know. It's almost like they were going to start a song.
Yeah.
A musical number, which would make sense.
The sun will
but
come
you have to pay.
tomorrow.
Not right now, though.
Yeah.
You have to pay somebody to write songs.
Yeah.
And so therefore we don't have that.
No.
It's a Mimete solo jam?
Yeah.
This is about as deep as we've ever gone, right?
I don't know how I feel. I would agree with you, yes. And I don't know how I feel about it because they're also kind of, I feel like, positioning her kind of like a good guy, even though she's like clearly a bad guy. Because like she has a lot of the musical cues that like the good guys have. Like they play the Michiru Haruka music.
We have not gone this deep since the Ayakashi sisters.
Yes.
At least one of them had a thing that was almost all her. Maybe pets or maybe one with kitty ears.
Yeah, God, oh my gosh. Kōhī. Yeah.
Or maybe Saphir, the one where he's running around doing errands and stuff.
Oh, right.
Getting his dry cleaning.
He's trying to warn.
But this is like,
yeah.
so you can already probably guess what my rating's going to be. I'm not going to give it right now. I'll just make it really short when I do. But this is a episode of like, really? And like, oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
Or, oh my God, what?
Yeah.
And it all sort of has to smooth out unless you just say, the factory didn't reject this one. I'd love to shoot this out of a cannon, but
yeah,
the factory decided this was a Sailor Moon episode, and so I got to give it a rating. And I'm like, I don't know, it's so lumpy that it's sort of like, kind of what it is. It's a very classic plot. How many times have we had like, oh, the bad guy is going to be part of a dog show, or in this case, a talent show.
Right.
But this isn't even a talent show. It's just a beauty contest. But it's not a beauty contest. We've had a beauty contest.
Yes.
We've even had a wife contest or whatever. So
a bride contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is pretty standard.
Yes.
But then going really deep on the villain was interesting, I guess. I mean, I guess it's also trying to remember, like, we just decided by watching the show that a way to cover it would be to talk about the aspects of Japanese culture.
Right.
But sometimes it feels like they know we're going to do that 30 years later.
Yeah.
And so every week they pick something that the show is just about, even though it's not really about it.
Right.
And so this is not really about like idol culture.
Not really.
But that's the sort of theme of the contest. We need some kind of theme. So they're doing that.
Yes.
And so it's just like, that's kind of like half-assed.
I would agree.
Then there's, look, I know the difference between like fictional characters and like real life injustice. And so winking, so to speak, at the sexism is like, okay, but why? Are you trying to make a point about how weird and like gross these things
Contests
can get.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Which I think it would be a valid thing to do, but also it's like they remembered that it's a kid's cartoon. So they're like, I don't know, like the 11-year-olds will like think the eyebrow guy's funny or something.
Which is like, just makes me more mad because he's gross and creepy.
Right. The 11-year-olds are like, she's talking mushrooms. She's talking mushrooms. So I don't know what's going on there. And the whole match game BS questions and like, you know, if I was a fruit, what kind of fruit would I be? And how would you eat me?
So why are you here?
Yeah, and then the one like, why are you even here? See, if we had seen the other questions, you get the other slutty girls up there and they're doing like, oh, I need a kumquat or something.
Right.
And it gets to Mimete and she's like, this is my shoujo show,
yes.
shoujo Sailor Moon that I want to do. And then Mimette's like, all right, got it. Double entendre answer, no problem. But the one guy's like, why are you here? And she's like, I didn't expect this. I had a baughty limerick ready to go.
Well, I mean,
but that's not what's going on here.
No,
this is a show for children.
It is, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I did want to mention that in Codename Sailor V, it's Minako's dream to become an idol. And in one chapter, she competes in a competition very similar to this episode to be picked for a film role.
I bet it's better than this.
Yeah, there is a swimsuit competition.
I meant Josei before
though.
when I said shoujo. But the audience knows that I can't understand the words that make up the differences between the different ages.
It's confusing, I think, sometimes.
No,
honestly.
there's like 4 words and I just can't remember them.
I'm not good at it either.
For some reason.
So.
Is Mimete, after all we've seen,
mm-hmm.
the Michael Scott of Witches 5?
Maybe yes.
I want to do it. I'm going to make a bunch of GIFs where I cut in Lazy Sunday onto her computer.
Okay.
Or Lazy Scranton. Or the panda sneezing and freaking out its mom. Just something that Michael would be doing. He would be doing, trying to do the Britney dance, in his office, and somebody comes in. And Mimette's like,
yes.
Would I rather be feared or loved? Both. I want people to be afraid of how much they love me. Something like that. And then endless, that's what she says, right?
Oh my god.
We can do that all day long.
Yeah, I think so.
If we want to.
I
don't know if we want to.
Who would Udile be in the office, do you think? Udile. If
If
the Witches 5 is
Jan.
the office. Okay. She'd be Jan.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the American office.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Because we're heathens, obviously.
Well.
There's just more.
There is
There's more to talk about.
There is more.
Make more.
Yeah.
Don't make more.
Well,
Retire,
we're good.
Ricky Gervais.
I guess.
Retire.
Yeah.
Not this Pride Month, mister.
God.
So I'm getting into it. And I think that there's a real... first thing I thought of, Team Rocket, sort of appeal to her that it's taken, I feel like the show a while to land on, once you made it to the Dark Kingdom and you had 4, I shouldn't sell our boy Zoe out.
No, don't.
But Zoe was around for so long.
Yes.
Here's what I think. I feel like the production, Sailor Moon, comes in, they're very creative, but I think that they know that there are conventions that you stick to. Mm-hmm. And I think when those conventions get done too long or too expansively, that's when the fun kicks in. Mm-hmm. So, every one of the 4 kings is like, this is a snarling villain type thing. There's a love story, romance, turnaround thing with Nephrite, but otherwise it's like one bing, 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 bing. But then Zoiside's around for he's just a bad guy for so long that at some point you have to start doing stuff with him and they get to funny stuff.
Yes.
And then once you have 4 Ayakashi sisters, boom, all at the same time, that it's well, they need personalities. So this one's kind of dotty and this one's she's a real bitch.
Yeah.
And you do that. And so I think that's kind of happening here. And they're finally getting to the point where it's well, Mimete just can't be I'm gonna do this and sometimes I don't do it very well and that's kind of funny, but I'm still gonna do it. We're developing a whole new angle where she's kind of pathetic and we're supposed to feel bad for her.
Right.
And that's the Michael Scott thing.
Yeah. And I think that that's interesting and I like that. I
think it's great that they put it in there.
I do too.
That's what she said.
The issue... Gosh dang it. The issue I have with this episode, with it being so Mimete focused, is that it comes very early on in us knowing Mimete. Like, this is only...
Well, you wouldn't want to break this late. This is
I guess.
This is a Saphir thing. So Saphir, just stands there for 15 episodes and goes, yes, Nissan or whatever. And then in the last 3 episodes, you're like, oh, this guy knew what was going on the entire time. Or at least he didn't. It's a good thing he didn't know, because he would have like tattled to the Death Phantom about the whole thing.
Right.
And then when he finds out, he's like, wait a minute, are we good guys? Am I a good guy? I'm dead. Like, that's his whole arc.
I know.
So like, you want Mimete to be struggling with this if you want to get
that's
juice
true.
out of it.
Yeah.
But now it's just going to be every week she's just going to kind of fall in love with her target and almost turn and then kind of pull back. I mean, that could get old too.
Yeah, I think it's a little
We're around the top of the
formulaic,
hill.
but
That's a thing, right?
Sure.
Like, we can, I mean, it's we love this show. We're 114 episodes in.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're, heading down the hill now, and I'm trying to say, like, okay, well, what can you show me that you haven't shown me before?
What else?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess having it a very like villain focused episode is different, and something new. And I do like our villains and everything. It did kind of get undercut with this, like, she killed Unile, man, and like they bring it up a couple of times.
This is why I think, Minnie, what I think is going to happen. This is why I think we're going somewhere with her, because you have to start her underground to reach the tower in the sky.
Okay. I mean,
That's what I
makes
think.
sense. That makes sense.
That or just one of the best visual gags in this show, in a medium that, other than just things written on walls or, oh, I fell down, my feet are in the air. Like, there's not like real strong visual gags in 90s anime. like Black Adder level.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm a good person and I believe in fairness for all. Just pull out a picture with a black band around it.
I know.
Some dried flowers.
I know.
And apparently, I don't know if you knew this, but it turns out that Unile's last name is Yozataru.
Well, I wasn't sure if that was her last name or if that's...
Or is Udile like a title?
Or if... No, I
don't
don't
think... You are the Udile.
I wasn't sure if that was a last name or if it was like just like somebody wrote that name on her locker after she passed.
If you Google Yuzataru, you get one result.
Okay.
And it is a forum RPG discussion of this episode.
Oh my gosh.
So that word exists. In fact, I'm going to put that word in the show notes of our show so we get added to the Google results.
Okay.
So you will see us and forumrpg.net.
Okay. I say do it.
How would you describe Just Enough Trope? We are the Just Enough Trope podcast. I'm your host, Caliban, joined as always by my co-host.
Hi, I'm Mika and Hannah.
Oh no, does this mean they can hear all the things I yell at the TV during Downton Abbey?
Why did you do that?
How do you plead?
Let the game begin. Yeah, check these fresh moves. Oh!
Don't shoot man in face.
This isn't the Save Gotham fundraiser.
It's the Chill Family Reunion.
Master Yoda assigned a Padawan to this bold Jedi.
I think it's pronounced Padawan.
Oh, Padawan, excuse me.
Hey, it's getting late. I think Ralph's going to want his motorcycle back.
Go jerk off the pictures of Jean Grey.
I am freaking getting old.
Yeah, I noticed the life clock was blinking in your hand.
Get out of here, Wilson. Go fight the Teen Titans or something.
I'm unkillable, not unwoundable.
You like Sailor Moon, right? Why don't you sail on his
Oh, wow.
Just Enough Trope. News, reviews, and geek fondue. Every Monday on the Just Enough Trope podcast network.
Loving me never have a say. You so sorry.
What?
Today for Kuro Kuro Miru, or Curiously Looking Around, where we talk about elements of Japanese culture within the episode, we're going to talk about Japanese idols, specifically idol culture and stalking.
Whoa!
So I do have a quick trigger warning for stalking, harassment, physical assault, sexual assault, and violence.
When Miki Hashimoto came home from her concert, she didn't expect that someone was waiting for her.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Just Enough Trope Network's Sailor Noob podcast presents
We were doing the
Idol
true crime.
Speculation. a 12-part true crime podcast.
Yes. We are now a true crime podcast.
Oh my God.
Do not switch that dial. I
Stay
promise.
tuned.
Stay tuned.
After this message from Purple Mattress.
Oh my God, no.
Purple mattresses are waterproof and bloodproof.
Oh my God, no.
Just hose them down. And what if they're like, the true crime was fighting? Do you think like serial killers listen to serial killer true crime podcasts? They're like, okay.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to write that
What
down.
not to do. No, what not to do.
Oh my God.
And 25% off a Purple mattress.
Oh my God, that is terrifying.
Do they roll up good?
Oh God.
Okay, sorry.
You thought a little bit too much about this. An idol, or an idoru in Japanese, is a manufactured entertainer who is sold on their personality, image, or attractiveness. And they're mostly singers, but can be other entertainers as well. And we talked about Japanese idoru back in episode 7. That's how long ago it was.
So
it was not very
100
in-depth.
episodes ago, we talked a little bit about idols.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Yeah, so we're taking a deeper look now.
All right.
So an idol can be used casually to mean youthful celebrities in general, but an idol is a type of entertainer whose image is manufactured to cultivate a dedicated consumer fan following. Talent agencies commercialize idols by recruiting preteens and teenagers with little or no experience in the entertainment industry and market them as aspiring stars. Idols often spend time isolated from family and friends while enduring busy work schedules, with some agencies withholding job assignments from their talents and notifying them of work on short notice to prevent them from taking time off, which is that's great work culture right there.
It just sounds like work.
It sounds like a really bad work environment is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Some talent agencies do not rigorously train their idols and market them as amateurs who will gain experience over the course of their careers and with support from their fans. Despite being trained in multiple roles in entertainment, idols in Japan are not expected to meet the high standards of performances that professionals in their fields do. So, if you're a pop singer, you could be an idol, or maybe you're not.
That people have an idea, at least I do, or I'm being disabused of it, of idols as being like, a singer, a performer.
Yes.
Like you think about, why did JoJo Siwa come into my head for some reason?
Well,
but you think
she
about
would
like
fit that, I think.
You think so?
Well, but maybe not, because she kind of bucks the trends in some ways.
But I mean, okay, all right, forget that. Taylor Dane. She is a singer, right?
Yeah.
She had like a high charting hit and continued to be Taylor Dane. And so if you think of like, oh, Taylor Dane, what's she up to? Well, it's been like 35 years since her number one hit or whatever. So she's probably at Grand Casino, but she's still like a performer, a singer.
Right.
And so you think about these people like once you're in the club, you're in, right?
Right.
And then if you thought about conversely, your friend is going to a battle of the bands or something like that.
Yeah.
You'd be like, well, I hope you make it or get up there someday. Or they're with like a smaller label instead of a larger label, and you're trying to like work your way up.
Right.
I'm just describing like performing in the arts, I guess. But the point is that like these people are already like into a machine.
Yes.
That theoretically would bring them to the BTS level. Like, I don't know the backstory of the BTS kids, but maybe they started at a lower level and then worked their way up.
Right.
But it sounds like there's no working your way up. This sounds like mail order marketing for singers. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
this sounds like a pyramid scheme. Like,
I mean,
you get these people in, and your manager or whoever it is like markets you to a certain level of fandom, and there isn't like, there's 48 of you. Like, there's no way that, like, do you know what I mean? Like, there isn't any like, oh, wow, this one really stood out. That one chick from En Vogue, she's going to the top. Beyonce.
Yeah,
You think it's going to be a Beyonce.
Uh-huh.
But what if just Destiny's Child, like, only played malls for their entire existence?
Yeah,
and there was
that'd
no
be a
real way
different
out.
story.
Because why does your manager want to let you become Beyonce? He's got you right now for these 5 years before you grow an inch, and then you're not like, nobody wants you anymore.
Right. And I mean, I think that is like a big part of it. Like, I think you and I were talking off the air, and you were mentioning how there just are so many idols. And I think that that's a really important thing to, bring across is that there are so many different idols, and there are different levels of fame for these idols too. Like some of them are just like performing at malls or, you know, amusement parks or that sort of thing, and it's not gonna be better than that for them.
Yeah.
Some of them do go on to be entertainers for the rest of their life.
Sure.
And
I mean, you thought there were a lot of like emo pop bands
Yeah,
in the 2000s.
there were.
But forget about it. There's so many like idol groups.
Yes.
And it's sure have recorded a song
Mm-hmm.
and they're performing it maybe somewhere for people.
Yeah.
But it isn't, it's like just saying, I'm a rock star now. And then like 4
Right.
people are at your show.
Right. Exactly. It doesn't exactly equal success.
Kind of like podcasting, isn't it?
Oh God, it kind of is.
Shut
Yeah.
it down. Shut it all down.
Oh, we're done.
Turn them off. Woo. It's just sort of saying like, yes, you know them, you love them. Here's this thing that we created and you are a fan. So thank you for being a fan.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a fan.
Yeah. And like, so because of this manufactured image, idols are generally not regarded as authentic
The
artists.
real deal?
Yeah. Likewise, many young Japanese artists pursuing careers in acting or music reject the idol label in their bid to be seen as professional.
Yeah.
So I'm not an idol, I'm the real deal sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like an idol is fake somehow, which I don't, it's a weird thing to equate.
Weird thing. Western, different culture. Me
Yeah.
come from. Me no talk good. But it's like people who try out for American Idol. I know it's
Yeah.
idols in the name right there.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, maybe like William Hung, you know, was a celebrity for a little while.
Yeah, he was.
Look him up, kids. And recorded like a couple albums.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to go to the Grammys and they're like, oh, there's William Hung. He's sitting
Yeah.
there. He's hanging out. He's partying with Lady Gaga until the sun came up.
Yeah, no, not really.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's a good
So
example.
that's where idols kind of sit. Because I think a
Yeah.
lot of Western people, when they hear idol, they think like, oh, yeah, Japanese people are crazy. They got these idols, and some of them are virtual idols. But it's like,
Yeah.
but they have very specific fan sets. They're
do.
marketed to this very specific fan set.
Yes.
It isn't like an average Japanese teenager is going to go get a Beyonce CD and then also like this idol thing necessarily. You are
Right.
like, you are a fan of this thing.
And they're marketed so much. It's like, you know, they have like CDs and merch, and like
It's all about the merch.
they have like these meetup sessions. They have handshaking sessions where fans, you can pay a fee and you can shake the hand of your idol. So I mean, those are really popular. But yeah, it's a whole different deal. But idols are seen as role models to the public, and their personal lives and image can sometimes be tightly controlled by their talent agencies. And common restrictions include not being allowed to smoke or drink in public or pursue romantic relationships. In 2013, Minami Minagishi of the band AKB48 shaved her head and offered a filmed apology after breaking her management firm's rules by spending a night with her boyfriend.
What?
Yeah, Minagishi, who was 20 at the time, and one of the group's original members from when they formed in 2005. So that means she was 12 when she joined in 2005. And this happened in 2013. She was 20. She broke the production team's main rule, which was no dating.
They have to seem available to
their fans.
That's like part of the image.
That's exactly it. And it's kind of really, I think it's disgusting. And a lot of the fans actually don't support this, but this is such a big part of the culture, and the management is very strict about this. So what they actually they demoted her to the the group in training.
The minors.
So, yeah, exactly.
Send her back down.
Exactly. That's what happened. In an article for the Japan Times titled AKB48 Members Penance Shows Flaws in Idol Culture, Ian Martin noted, quote, "What is happening here is that the protection of fans' fragile fantasies automatically trumps the basic human right to a life outside that fantasy framework," which I think says that pretty well. Idols are typically expected to change careers after aging out of the industry, with female idols typically changing careers at age 25 and male idols at ages 30 to 45.
45.
They have a much longer lifespan as an
That's
idol.
a real Rick Springfield stuff.
Well,
there.
and I can tell you of a couple of different, the idol group SMAPU.
Yeah.
They're one of my favorites. I love SMAP. Shingo. Love you, Shingo. But they, had all these different shows, and everything, and they were performing together. And so, they're in that age range, now,
Right.
and they...
But they have a talk show or something.
Yeah, but they just disbanded the talk show, not that long ago, and it was running for years, so, which is great. I think it's called SMAP. It's like SMAP times SMAP or something like that. But
Okay.
but it's great. And one of my favorite parts of it is they have a cooking competition, and they make food for celebrities, sometimes Western celebrities, and they have to choose who won. I like your team's food the most. So, yeah. Anyways,
all things that you
segment.
don't have to shake your ass to do.
Yeah, I know.
Which is
I know.
why SMAP times SMAP exists.
Yes, exactly.
But if you're, the life clock's going off in your hand.
I know.
You're out of here 18 in one day.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Idols who leave a group are often given a farewell concert known as as graduations or sotsugyo. The term originated from the idol group Onyanko Club, as the group's youthful concept drew similarities to an after-school club, and the fact that Miharu Nakajima's final single before retirement was released around graduation season in Japan. So that's how that came about.
Okay.
So I'm going to give one more trigger warning. We're about to move into the stalker section.
Well, let me give you a trigger warning
Okay.
for inappropriate relationships. But the whole thing with the fetishizing, and I don't legally, I don't mean that sexually.
Yeah.
But I think it happens, of the youthful. I know that their age of consent is, and of course, I know we've talked about that, but
Yeah.
we'll have to revisit that because the laws are continuing to change today.
They are.
Book your tickets now. No, the idea of a group of probably 20-year-old men getting super excited about a 14-year-old girl.
I know.
Whose persona in the group is, I love chess club or whatever. It's
And they have to be innocent. That's a big part of it too.
Yeah, and it's weird. There are definitely people who are like, I can't wait till Billie Eilish turns 18 or something like that. But in the meantime, I'll just keep listening to Bad Guy or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then the second a creepy gun goes off and she turns 18. That is very strange as well.
Yeah, it is.
But the fact that it's just sort of game on for a certain segment and
It's
they are
weird.
marketed that way, and at least we say, all right, well, 18, whatever, here. I don't know. And I'm not saying that those these hypothetical 20-year-olds, who are waving the glow sticks around and they enjoy the show, are even thinking about it like that necessarily.
Not
but
necessarily.
They're just like, yeah, I love that she's so youthful. I can really see her heading off to gym class. What are you talking about?
It's very weird. And actually, you reminded me, Riko Nagai, she was an aspiring idol who was 18 when she was on Terrace House. And viewers
I
were
remember her.
shocked to discover that she had secretly been dating housemate Hayato Terashima, who was 29. She was 18. He was 29, 11 years older than her.
Well,
She was 18.
half plus 7.
But their flirting seemed pretty innocent on camera, but they had already become intimate
Why do
secretly.
we know that?
Because their housemates confronted them. Because they didn't.
Okay, if they were
complicit.
allowed, then I'm on the housemate's side.
They were complicit in. The housemates did not want to keep the secret from the viewers that they were being intimate with each
Are
other.
the housemates the producers of this Netflix reality show?
No.
Because that seems like juice, doesn't it?
Well, they were talking to them about their relationship off camera, and they were like, "I don't want to hide this. I feel uncomfortable hiding this."
Oh.
But it's maybe the housemates they just wanted it to be in the open if it was going to be if they were going to pursue it. So
Okay, I don't know who's the good guy here. I do know that she and her partner should not be shamed for a relationship.
No,
but
they shouldn't.
From a production, I'm pretending to be a reality TV producer or house castmate perspective, this seems kind of messed up.
it is kind of messed up.
Isn't the whole point that they're supposed to be making connections and
Well,
stuff?
she wanted to keep the relationship a secret because she was trying to become
Okay,
an
now
idol.
from a production perspective, I'm on the production side.
Because you're not supposed
I want to be on this show, but I don't want to create any drama or be interesting in any way.
Yeah, you got it. So, yeah.
I'm going to sit this one out.
Okay, that's okay. So moving on, in May 2016, Mayo Tomita, a 20-year-old Japanese singer and actress, was stabbed in the neck and chest area multiple times by 27-year-old fan Tomohiro Iwazaki after she returned gifts that he had sent her and also refused his marriage proposals.
I heard that it was umpteen times.
Umpteen times?
Yeah. That's a
multiple.
secret joke that we'll explain later.
Okay. Prior to the attack, he had sent her multiple death threats over social media. As a result of the stabbing, anti-stalking laws in Japan were revised to include online threats on social media to better protect victims.
That if Reader's Digest made a Reader's Digest, that would be the version of that story.
I'm coming back to it. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. There's a lot more to that story.
Yeah. Iwazaki, who was a fan of Tomita, had sent multiple obsessive comments to her blog and Twitter account. He reportedly sent her some books and a watch, and after the gifts were returned, and again, he...
A watch?
Yeah, a watch. I don't know why. Here's this timepiece. I want to spend time with you.
Little idol, I get a watch to you.
And she refused his marriage proposal. He sent her... I read either between 400 or 140 comments or tweets that were hostile and that included death threats. And Tomita then blocked him on Twitter. And 12 days before the attack, Tomita had contacted the police out of fear for her safety, but the police dismissed the case, believing his social media messages were not an immediate threat.
Right.
On the night of the attack, Iwazaki asked her why she returned the gifts he sent her, but stated that he, quote, lost control when Tomita did not give him a clear explanation. When Tomita turned around, he stabbed her from behind in the chest and neck area 61 times with a pocket knife containing an 8.2 centimeter blade.
It's not. Look, nobody wants to get stabbed, but she's alive because that's a Swiss Army knife.
It's very small.
Yeah, and it was like we've talked about the Japanese criminal system before, or system.
We talked about guns and knife laws.
Right, but we've talked about when people commit crimes in Japan, what they expect out of it. Mm-hmm. And he did it and didn't flee, I guess.
No.
And the cops came and the cops just asked him, why'd you do this? And he's like, here's why I did this. I'm not saying that he was rational. He wasn't. But he was ready. He felt like when you do a violent act, you feel like you have a justification for it.
Yeah.
He did not. His justification was wrong.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't like, oh, I didn't do it. Somebody else did it. It was the Boogie Pop Phantom or something like that. He's just like, I did it. Here's why. She didn't respect me. She was supposed to marry me. It's just weird that you would just...
So weird.
You would never see that in America.
No.
You would run away. The cops would catch you. If they caught you, then you wouldn't say anything because you'd wait for your lawyer to show up. And so just the way... I just find that to be very different than what you'd expect from...
It is.
America, for instance.
It is incredibly different. And yeah, it's just...
Plus, why are the cops... I guess you can ask somebody whatever they want, and then if you have Miranda rights or a Fifth Amendment right, you just don't say anything. But the cops ask him, presumably because they expect him to say, and then I guess that all just goes in their case report for the trial.
Well, he apparently told police
How long? Japanese Law and Order's on TikTok.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sniff.
He told the police that he, quote, intended to kill Tomita
I was gonna kill her.
and had prepared the knife beforehand. And
I
he
took the
said,
corkscrew out and everything.
he said while he was stabbing her, and there were eyewitnesses, he said, "You should die, die, die."
Yeah.
So, when Tomita had called the police before being stabbed, the emergency dispatcher had sent the police to her home instead of tracing the location of her cell phone. So there's just a lot of negligence on the police side here as well. Tomita was in critical condition but sustained no damage to her vital organs, and she regained consciousness on June 7th, 2016. Tomita sustained 34 stab wounds on her face, neck, back, and arms. She was also partially blinded in her left eye and had problems eating and singing.
Yeah. And she wasn't just like an idol, like you said. A lot of these idols, maybe not actually, like singers and dancers, they're because they're
Right.
personality. But she was like a music student, and she wanted to move on to music, like real music from her idol career.
And I think she was in school when this happened. Yeah. In addition, Tomita could not use her fingers, and it is unknown whether she can continue her music career. Tomita also suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, obviously. Public prosecutors sought a prison term of 17 years. On February 28th, the court instead sentenced Iwazaki to 14 years and 6 months in prison.
On February 8th, the court sentenced.
Should I reread that?
Yeah.
On February 28th, the court instead sentenced Iwazaki to 14 years and 6 months in prison.
We'll be right back.
On July 11th, 2019. Okay, on July 11th, 2019. So fast forward 3 years, Tomita launched a lawsuit against the Tokyo Metropolitan Government, her former agent, and Iwazaki, seeking $76 million or 76 million yen, which is around 700,000 USD, in damages for failing to provide adequate protection prior to the stabbing.
And ignoring all the things.
Yeah.
The cops, and I presume the manager's like, no, don't worry about it.
Exactly.
You've blocked him. So go ahead and tweet exactly where the concert's going to be, because we all know that there are no such things as alt accounts or anything like that.
Yeah, I
and
know,
just,
right?
Let everybody know where you're going to be, and that'll be fine.
And when you're going to be there. And
that shirt's too thick. Wear a thinner shirt.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like nobody looked after her at all.
Nobody looked after her at all. Nobody was like, I'm going to go with you to the concert.
Yeah.
It's just really, and the police just ignored it. Like, oh, it's just somebody saying stuff online. Yeah. Because nobody ever means things that they say online. So, and this is like 2016.
And this is all the management. Like, there was a big flap. Again, kids, look it up. It was a while ago. But remember Lou Pearlman? He was the guy who ran NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. And there's a whole thing about how he's exploitative of them. And there's some other stuff is going on. And it's just down to the management, because they are a business. And so that's how they're going to run it. And we're going to get somebody who can do the job in the business. I don't know. Do you know the story of Maho Yamaguchi?
Yeah, I do. Were you going to tell me?
Well, I mean, you're the expert on the Noob.
Well, she was a member of the idol group NGT48, which is a sister group to AKB48.
I'm just like, we could get a real game of dodgeball going on here.
I know. No kidding.
On this side, NGT48.
No kidding.
On this side, no catching.
She was physically assaulted by two male fans of the group inside of her apartment building. And what happened was they grabbed her face and attempted to pin her to the ground, but were stopped by another resident. Details of the incident were not disclosed until January 8th, 2019, when Yamaguchi personally disclosed them on social media, also explaining that her personal information was leaked to the men through other members of NGT48, and denouncing the group's management for inaction on the issue. She was then allegedly pressured into apologizing in public, sparking outrage in Japan and abroad, when many celebrities, including fellow NGT48 members, accusing the group's management of victim blaming.
Yeah. She saw no response from her management, probably.
She was like, I'm taking things into my own hands.
So she took to social media, to get some representation, just had somebody to hear her story. Yeah. And people like her, people like Minagishi, they are not, they are forced by their management and by the institution that they work for to prostrate themselves essentially and to act as victims again.
Yes.
Because that's just like the culture. Like it's like the mafia. I've heard some of these companies compared to like Yakuza tactics.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Once you're in, like, you don't get it. Get back out there with your glow stick.
Yeah, right. I mean, like the one, it's insane to me that like you can't date. And
so anyway, enjoy your next Blackpink song.
Oh my God.
Blackpink's a little higher.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But the thing too with the NGT48, like I guess the members like disclosing where she lives. Apparently, these guys pressured the members into doing that, so they probably felt harassed. It doesn't make it better.
Okay. All right,
but
still,
I know it's you still shouldn't dox your fellow members and like tell people where they can find them. And it was like a dormitory place for where they had people who didn't live in the area.
Great, they're keeping them all in.
Yes, yes,
great.
Yeah,
it's like a hen house.
Yeah, I know. So I'm really glad that resident was there and stopped it.
All right, not this.
Yeah.
But not a bad pitch for a horror movie, right?
I mean, it's
right.
Not.
You got a dorm.
Yeah.
It's a holiday. Most of the girls have left, but some of the girls are left.
Yes.
Let's say 7 of them. Sweet kung fu. No. Right? Different personalities.
Yes.
They're all idols. And then a crazed fan gets inside. He's got a weird mask. It looks like a cyber fox or something like that.
Okay, I can see all of this. Actually, it's creeping me out.
And it's called Idle Hands. I'm running out of titles. We gotta move on.
Okay. In 2019, a Japanese...
Oh my God, there's more.
Yeah, sorry. A Japanese man accused of stalking and sexually assaulting an idol told police he located her through the reflection of the train station in her eyes.
I remember this. Yes.
In selfies that she posted to her social media. He waited until he saw her at the train station and then followed her home. Then he attacked her as she was about to enter her apartment.
This is what people feel when they listen to true crime stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's terrifying.
I hate true crime, but I get it now.
Yeah, it's scary.
So yeah, she takes like a selfie or she's doing a video or something, and he looked at the reflection of her eye and was able to pick up like landmarks and things like that.
And he also like apparently took the time for other videos that she took to like try to figure out where she lived, like depending on like where the sun was coming in, what time of day it was, and like how high up her particular apartment is.
Oh my God.
Which is just like, okay, guy, no. You need to no. So I'm done. But I do have one more story.
Okay.
In
after this word from stamps.com.
That's right. In May 2022, a high school student who says she, quote, fell in love at first sight with a member of the Japanese idol group Seven Men Samurai was arrested on suspicion of stalking him. Uh-huh. The student was accused of stalking Taiko Sasaki, 19, around his talent agency's Johnny and Associates Incorporated office in Tokyo's Shibuya ward. And she also pointed a box cutter at him at JR Shibuya Station between April 1st and May 8th of this year. Sasaki was not hurt.
Good.
But according to police, the student began to stalk Sasaki around April 2021. In November, Sasaki consulted with the Shibuya police, and police warned her 4 times based on the Anti-Stalking Act before she was ultimately arrested.
Well, all this talk of knives and idols makes me think of one of my favorite films, a film that is an anime film called Perfect Blue, which, if you were an anime fan in the 90s or 2000s, but boy, so many decades since then, huh?
I know.
I don't know if people know this movie anymore.
Good question.
But since we had so much fun talking about a movie previously on this show, I thought maybe we could give it another shot and talk about Perfect Blue, which is on its surface basically this, what we're talking about.
Right.
This sort of issue, this sort of world. But if you dig a little deeper, if you scratch below the layer of blue,
yes,
it's a lot of other stuff.
Yes.
And if you like Black Swan, it's kind of like anime Black Swan.
before Black Swan.
Or maybe Black Swan is live action Perfect Blue.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear us talk about Perfect Blue, slide on over to the Patreon at patreon.com/Sailor Noob. We're talking about Satoshi Kon's Perfect Blue.
Satoshi Kon's elevated psychological thriller, Perfect Blue.
Excuse me, who are you? Excuse me, who are you?
Itadakimasu with Usagi. What did Usagi eat in this episode? When the creepy director asked Minako what she would do if the director asked her out to dinner, the subtext of the question went right over her head, and she said that she eats anything put in front of her except shiitake mushrooms, which, according to volume 10 of the original manga, is her least favorite food. Her favorite food is curry, in case you were wondering. We learned that Mimete ate eggs this morning, one of her favorite foods, and an interesting fact that she chooses to share with the audience. I'm not exactly sure why she chooses to share that.
And she's like, I had eggs for breakfast. I used to be addicted to crack. And it's like she's just practicing. At some point, she's like, oh, they want facts about me. But maybe the show didn't want to get to like bust, waist. Or
Which
like,
I can appreciate.
or blood type or whatever. And so
Yeah.
she's like, she likes eggs. Like, my favorite food is eggs. I am very personable.
I really want to be an actress someday.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm just like you.
Yeah, right.
I eat eggs.
Villain gauge, where you rate a baddie 1 to 5 dark stars, 5 being the most wicked. The daimon in this episode is named Utahime. So her name is a play on the term Utahime, which means diva or songstress. So like her name has an elongated eh sound at the end, which the term doesn't have. And just breaking it down, Uta means song and Hime means princess. So Utahime can also be a female given name as well.
Okay.
And I think it's actually the name of a character who's in Jujutsu Kaisen. So there you go.
There you go.
For her design, she has light green skin, pointy ears, shiny red eyes, blue lipstick, and short blue hair, because you gotta have blue hair. And she's wearing a royal purple colored long form-fitting dress that flares out at the bottom. And it's like the dress that the original Barbie wore, except it's purple instead of black and sparkly, and that doll came with a microphone too. So was that Barbie supposed to be like Ethel Merman? Was that what was going on there?
No, that's just like a fancy lady from the late 40s, early 50s.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, like the whole, I guess she could be Liza Minnelli too. Actually, you know what? Maybe Liza Minnelli is a little better.
You think?
Liza loved wearing pants though.
Yeah.
I mean, not all the time, but that's just why I thought like the gown, like the age and time it would be from, the cape, the short hair, the updo. Yeah, it just felt like an Ethel Merman to me. Just like the idea of like a diva, one of the original divas.
Yeah, no, that's true. And she wore a lavender wrap / cape thing that sparkles and says star in English. And she wears a fancy choker, white necklace, and her hat that looks like an old-timey microphone. And I swear to God, inside of her ears, it looked like a speaker or an amplifier. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
That was really weird. I didn't notice that until she got really up close to her victim. But
yeah.
I think that all of Mimette's daimons have had some sort of choker so far. And I think that that's a reference to the cormorant with they have, the line around their neck so they can't swallow the fish. So they can't swallow the heart.
Interesting.
I've just kind of noticed that. Now we're up to our rating. I like her overall look. I love that she does an actual warm-up exercise, which, like, if you're not like a singer, you just think she's saying la, that she's just singing la, but she's doing actual warm-up exercises. And I like that she has trouble remembering the lyrics to her killer song. I think that she's pretty strong, so I'm going to give her 4 out of 5 dark stars.
Okay. Well, the fact that you didn't talk for very long confirms for me that there's not much to talk about, which is why I'm giving her 2.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, she's got elements of a Yoma/demon that I like. I like the disconnect between her and her instructions and her handler in Mimete. But yeah, Mimete takes over the entire episode. There's not much that we can do with this lady. She comes at the end. We focus so little on her that we only find out that she's made out of a microphone when she dies and a microphone falls down. There's no evil microwave. There's nothing. Not being able to actually do anything at all, that's a really low bar for a demon. Like, she does literally nothing.
You're right.
It's a cute dress.
It's really cute.
It'd be great for a costume ball, but for a demon, 2.
For Farewell My Lovely, where we rate the way they go out, she finally remembers the lyrics to her killer song, La Love is Love Lovely. And I like that she doesn't break her composure and that she literally goes out singing. So for that, I'm going to give her a 4.
4?
Yeah.
I can't match my 5. Because the one thing that this Yoma does well is sing and have a singing aspect. And it fits perfectly into this aspect. It's almost like they came up with the bit of the lovely for this particular demon and then had to retrofit every other demon for this. It was made specifically for her to do this.
Yeah.
She's singing about love. It's lovely. All the other demons are also kind of warbling or singing a little bit when they get hit. But this was her time to shine.
Yeah.
You don't follow this. This is it. The house is down after this.
Yeah.
It's like following Streisand. She comes out. Look, Utahime comes out last.
Right.
No encores.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, 2 for the sponsor, 5 for the FML.
Okay. All right. That works. That totally works. Now we're up to our rating. I like Minako being a secret groupie and freaking out about Araki. I like that she sneaks out of her study session to audition, and Artemis knows exactly where she went. And I like that Professor Giggles calls Mimete out that her routine is a little formulaic, and she seems to only be targeting famous people and celebrities. I like that Minako and Mimete's friendly rivalry. They're kind of like frenemies, like both having the same old T-shirt and then being excited about it instead of competitive was unexpected, and I thought pretty great. And I think that Mimete has a lot of funny bits in this, but I don't really like that they are using Haruka and Michiru's music for her, and the episode is more hers than any of our girls. And also the one judge was super creepy. So I am going to give this 3 out of 5 roses.
In the words of Michael Scott, fool me once, strike 1. Fool me twice, strike 3. You can't keep getting away with this show. This is, like I said, a mishmash of ideas, some of which had a lot of potential, but the show trips by falling back into its rote sort of formula. It's another performance. It's another thing.
Right.
You want to do a whole episode that we would just follow the villain? Do that. Don't try to split it up with teasing us that Minako is, going to absorb some of her backstory of, being obsessed with idols or whatever. And that goes nowhere.
Right.
There's no even reason for her to be in it except for just to have a sailor around while Mimete could have done all that by herself.
She could.
I don't know what the sailors would have done for the entire episode, but it just was a waste to have her there. And I thought that was kind of disappointing. Also, what's up with this David Cassidy looking guy? It would be interesting to have him, like the movie star guy, his fans suck, but he turned out to be kind of nice. That's a extremely brief arc. That's a up and down arc. This guy is like, maybe she's really into him, but she learns a lesson because she meets him and she's like, oh, it's kind of a dick.
Right.
Maybe I don't need to be so gaga over these weirdos in their leather vests. Instead, she goes backstage and he's like, I will call upon you at a certain time in the future when we activate the Jinta army. What is all this?
Oh my God.
What is all this?
Yeah, no kidding.
And at least the couple show had a fun thing where everybody got to, like, you know, they're beating each other up, or they're juggling, or they're
Right.
playing fetch or something.
Right.
Literally the girls just come out and go, hit the button. No,
vote for
you're
me.
not. And then, they're gone. So, I don't know. But at the same time, there was, like, as we've pointed out, there are some great moments. There are some great ideas. There's Udile's memorial.
Oh
the
my
memorial
God.
Udile locker. Yositaru, you will be missed, whoever you are.
One of my favorite parts of this entire episode.
And so, for that reason, the whole thing, it all just cancels itself out. But instead of a 0, which is really what happens when things cancel each other out, it gets a 3.
Okay.
But this is an instructive 3. This is a 3 taking my young employee by the shoulder and saying, look, we don't want you to not do a good job at this job, right?
Right.
Yeah, it'd be a shame if you got sick. Stay healthy so you can work more. Right? You're like, oh, it's night. Oh, he just wants to exploit me.
Yeah.
But it's both. It's right in the middle. It's a 3.
All right. My English title is Idol Singing, Blue Heart Breaks Me.
Blue Heart Broke Me. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Where's the Blue Heart? Oh, the Blue Crisis Love is the name of the song.
Yes.
Which I still don't understand.
I don't-
What does blue mean to Japanese people other than sometimes being green?
Great question. I mean, does it mean being sad like it does in English? Or
I guess.
I don't.
I feel like you're probably right. I feel like there's something deeper here. It's something that maybe we'll explore when we talk about the movie Perfect Blue, which weirdly features a lot of red. But we'll
does.
talking about that when we talk about Perfect Blue in our Sailor Cinema segment on our Patreon. My title, and I kicked around a lot of titles, I've actually spent them already.
Oh.
A lot of them just talking about the thing. But I was thinking about that idea of, idols and being obsessed with idols and what you'll do. And, of course, the color blue. And it made me think, what about Perfect Orange?
Okay, because
Venus,
Mimette's color is orange.
orange.
Venus is orange.
Mimette's orange.
Uh-huh.
Got a single Japanese female situation going on here. She's like, oh, nice shirt. Nice face.
Oh my gosh. Next episode, we're talking about episode number 115. Chinmoko no Kage, Awaki Hotaru Bi no Yurameki in Japanese. Shadow of Silence, The Pale Glimmer of a Firefly, the English translation, and the English title, The Shadow of Silence.
Okay. Fireflies.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well,
Well, I've got our movie lined up already.
Hotaru means firefly. We haven't
yeah.
gotten to that yet,
Right.
but that's so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to give us a little more.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, hope it's a little more focused than this week's was, but
Yes.
that does sound kind of interesting, I suppose. I have so many questions about this episode, but you know what? Maybe the listeners have answers. Maybe they could come to our Discord, find a link in the show notes, join the Just Enough Trope Discord, where we have channels where we talk about movies, TV shows, video games, comic books,
Fashion.
animal husbandry, all the interesting topics. And let me know what you think about this episode, and say hi, because we want to say hi to the fans.
Yes.
A Blue Crisis Love.
Yeah. I still don't know what to make of that.
I don't know.
But
Yeah. We'll hash it out more in our talk about Perfect Blue.
that sounds like a good idea. Well, that's our show for this week, and the Name of the Moon will be punishing you next week with another episode of Sailor Noob.
That's what she said.
「白未来